Entity 67. Partygoers. Entity ID 67. Habitats VSS Fun. IETS 5B. Class Chimeric. Properties Viral A. Reality altering. Aggressive. Fun. Never grab a hydra by its tail. We set the perfect trap and partygoers took the bait. An anonymous tip resulted in our information technology personnel hacking several partygoer websites. The files from this digital treasure trove were moved to an offline computer in a secure and secret location. 2 partygoers, so quiet that we almost missed them, silently circumvented our locks and slipped into the vault. We outnumbered them 10-1. This battle was brief. The closest entity made no noise and never flinched as our best swordsman lopped off both arms. Its eel-like appendages now wiggled on the concrete floor and snapped angrily at the air. Operative Tiger then followed through with a thrust that glanced off, as if hitting stone. It was an awkward moment. A hidden chest carapace on each partygoer flipped open, and a pair of anomalous arms with huge, clawed hands shot out and gouged eyeballs and freed human entrails. The insides of these creatures were a nightmarish conglomeration of human, phobic centipede, and crustaceans. Our team was divided into 2 groups, screaming and dying. Only sheer luck and a fire axe to the head of a partygoer turned the tide. The rumors are true. Partygoers can turn people into them. 3 of us made it out unscathed. We had to kill 6 of our own before they transformed completely. Myra Oberlin, MEG team, party over. This illustration, more functional than artistic, depicts the Chimera in what Myra describes as its berserker mode. The arms of the phobic centipede component are anomalous, and those razor-sharp claws can move with incredible speed and accuracy. She reported that the inverted head took the form and voice of her deceased aunt and taunted, "They're dead. You're next," until an axe to the partygoer's face ended the torment. Acknowledgements. Only vetted and approved information from 3 sources appears here. 1. Debriefings of MEG personnel who report critical incidents involving partygoers. 2. The interviews and journals of Daniel Kebab as he allegedly witnessed the horrific 10-day transformation of Deacon Duncan into Partygoer Zero. This first partygoer was the tragic result of no clipping gone wrong. 3. We have included files from partygoer websites entitled History in the Making and Fun Party Ideas. The contents of this MEG document are constantly verified against our physical copy. Discovery. Personal statement. An apology to wanderers. When was the last time that you drooled over a juicy burger or stuffed your face with cake and sweet icing? You probably answered, not since I arrived here. Food is a precious commodity in the backrooms. These were my thoughts exactly as I was chosen to create and head team Party Over for the Major Explorer group a few years ago. With my background in law enforcement, I saw the partygoer situation as an open and shut case. Ordinary people were eating ordinary people. This was a cult of cannibals. Nothing more, nothing less. Clear and convincing evidence pointed to human perpetrators. Drawing posters and decorating for parties, altering official websites, and creating traps were human behaviors. The partygoers wore costumes to hide their identities and strike fear into victims. Witnesses reported seeing human eyes and lips behind these masks. Those snake-like arms were probably protective sleeves hiding handheld cutting tools. Hypnosis and hallucinogens could explain any reported paranormal aspects of encounters. All we needed to do was apprehend and interrogate one of these cultists. Game over. Even when Daniel Kebab came forward with his woebegone tale of Partygoer Zero, his testimony was not credible to me. Outlandish with no proof. I discounted it out of hand. Recent events showed me the error of my ways. Seeing my deceased friends in various degrees of transformation, and the partygoer corpses were undeniable horrors. My steadfast narrow-mindedness gave this enemy time that we could not afford. May this letter serve as my resignation from the MEG and Team Party Over. Forgive me, David Overbrook. Please note that Team Party Over had a strict policy of discarding all reports that suggested partygoers were entities, and not human cultists hiding among us. Accurate records of many early encounters are long gone. Description: these tall, bipedal nightmares have smooth, leathery skin. Typically, their skin color is a bright yellow, although it is not unheard of for other color variants to exist. Notable sightings include red, blue, green, and white partygoers. One detail that remains consistent across all variations, however, is a carved smiley face smeared with blood that perfectly matches the grin of a phobic centipede. Partygoers are predominantly humanoid, with their legs possessing a thick, blocky shape. The chest area is shielded by a subtle carapace. They also have long, noodle-like arms that end in sucker mouths full of hooked teeth. If an arm latches onto you, these will be your last few moments as a human being. Only death supersedes transformation. Behaviors. Partygoers consider themselves to be the apex predators of the backrooms. They hunt humans for food, sport, and to increase their numbers by turning us into them. While there is no shortage of hostile entities, what sets partygoers apart is their enhanced intelligence and organized society. They work in teams and set up traps for their prey. Not to mention they have in-depth knowledge of machinery and computer programming and coding. Their knowledge of human biology is best put to use by concentrating on torture methods. Much like phobic centipedes, partygoers enjoy tormenting their victims. Despite having many similar qualities to humans, partygoers despise mankind. Their knowledge and feelings towards humans appear to be inherited from Partygoer Zero, who acts as a leader figure for these entities. Habitats. While we recently learned the possible origin of partygoers, we have yet to locate the sanctuary they now call home. Like us, they are able to move across levels using entrances and exits, leading to encounters throughout the backrooms. Party decor is usually a big red flag. Posters and fake database entries attempt to lure wanderers to their doom. Countless rumors claim to reveal consistent entrances to this level fun, such as no clipping into the ceiling of level 1. These have all proven to be false. Misinformation is abundant, and no doubt partygoers are behind it. What we do know about Partygoer headquarters comes from the recent hacking of several of their websites. Level Fun is a cruise ship filled with party rooms. Seemingly by design, their pages neglect to provide many key details about the level, including entrances and exits. As we are left guessing the true nature of this place, the search continues. Defeating a partygoer. There is a distinct sequence to follow in terminating a partygoer. Those external lamprey eel arms, needing to be the most flexible part of its body, have very thin flesh and are the most vulnerable target. Cutting these arms off serves two purposes. It negates the ability to transform humans into enemies. It also encourages the partygoer to take on its berserker mode in order to continue fighting. Like the jaws of an alligator or crocodile, the chest carapace of the partygoer is held shut with terrific force. Once closed, the muscles to open it are far weaker by comparison. When that chest hatch opens, attack the entity in its secondary weak spot, the face and head area. This will neutralize the human component of the chimera. The partygoer will fall dormant and exposed. Field autopsy. A 4-person medical squad was on scene and standing by in the event of injuries during the above-mentioned partygoer skirmish. What we really needed were more body bags. A decision was made to conduct an impromptu examination of the 2 partygoer corpses as we awaited reinforcements. Our findings were radioed, in progress, to the station chief in the event that help might come too late. The major explorer group deserved answers. The first thing that we noticed was that the black smoke given off by phobic centipedes reeked of burning sulfur, or what the ancients would call brimstone. We also confirmed that the organs, eyes, nose, mouth, and ears, on the phobic centipede's head served no purpose in seeing, breathing, eating, or hearing. The head was nothing more than a lure for humans. Our third observation was of that corpse of the partygoer face down on the floor, slowly walking away on little centipede legs. Big secret. The chemical composition of the exoskeleton of a phobic centipede contains both fuel and oxidizer. When properly ignited, the exoskeleton will burn fiercely and completely, until only ash is left. However, You cannot just light the centipede with a match. Flares, black powder, fire salt, and pyro oil have all been proven to reliably initiate combustion. This is how the major explorer group has been quietly dealing with the phobic centipede threat on level 365 and elsewhere. Myra Oberlin demonstrated how it was done. She flipped the monster on the floor face up before it could fully recover, armed an incendiary charge, and dropped it among wriggling centipede legs. "Fire in the hole!" she cried, and she kicked the carapace closed. Suffering thrashed beneath the hot yellow flesh. That smell lasted longer than the centipede. We dealt with the other partygoer the same way. The fuel and oxidizer combination would even burn in a vacuum or underwater. Harry Jenkins, MEG team, party over. Biology. Updated. Despite our lack of equipment and resources, we can still state with some certainty that the internal organs, etc. of a partygoer offer us only confusion. Living tissue looks and acts in a certain way. Dead tissue looks and acts in a different way. Samples taken from human corpses during various metamorphic stages of partygoer transformation defy biological science as we understand it. There is animation without life here. All bodies must be cremated to guarantee halting this regeneration process. A visual inspection of the insides of a partygoer reveals a human body, intact except for the missing fingers, and both arms turned into a composite with lamprey eels that is physically merged with a phobic centipede and random small crustaceans. Human organs no longer serve their original purpose. There is no functioning respiratory, cardiovascular, or digestive system. How the creature sees or thinks remains a mystery. While we know that partygoers demonstrate consciousness and intelligence, we can only say that it is impossible, given our current knowledge. Even a cursory examination reveals that the hide of a partygoer is superior to the woven Kevlar material found in the front rooms. Not only is it fireproof and resistant to cuts and punctures, but the skin has the same properties as a Faraday suit, which allow partygoers to work in high-voltage power situations without risk of electrocution, and acts as a shield to electromagnetic radiation. None of this, of course, explains how or why the speed and totality of the transformation from human to partygoer occur. No known biological metamorphosis is at work here. Internet secrets. There is disagreement among MEG officials as to the accuracy of the data found within the hacked partygoer websites. Is it factual? Is it exaggerated? Can it be nothing more than fabricated disinformation? In any event, it is horrific. Dr. John Reinhardt leads the consensus that the information is correct. Partygoer Zero seems obsessed with painstakingly documenting the creation of his legions and their imminent rise to power over humanity in the backrooms. Most of the information below learned from these websites could not be obtained in any other way. How Partygoers Communicate. As the transformation from human into partygoer completes, familiar senses of touch, taste, and smell quickly decay. Hearing is reduced, and vision turns nearsighted. They no longer feel pain. The sensory vacuum is filled with a merged human and phobic centipede consciousness. This new awareness communicates using short-range telepathy, with one harsh caveat. Mental transmissions are based on eyesight. Partygoers must fix their gaze on the intended receiver in order to successfully send any psychic message. Reception of this telepathy suffers from no such drawbacks. People often mistake this method of communication for spoken language in familiar voices. This is why partygoers hunt humans in tight packs and always keep one another in sight. You can never catch a partygoer alone. Please remember that. Silly obsession. Why do partygoers party? The answer to that question festers in the mind of Partygoer Zero. Deacon Duncan dropped out of college when his wealthy parents died in that car crash, throwing lavish parties for friends that stopped being friends when the money ran out. With his inheritance wasted and prospects bleak, the marine biologist wannabe accepted the position of custodian at Happy Times Aquarium. Every Saturday became an occasion as parents rented the ever-popular Happy Times Party Room to host a celebration for the children. Deacon had done all of the work, and none of the fun. Life was his private hell, weaponizing parties as payback. The Bakery. Online videos depicting the Partygoer Bakery process are too graphic to be displayed here. Warning: even the written descriptions of how partygoers create their baked goods are unsettling. Partygoers eat with their toothed arms. Just as honeybees in the front room sip nectar from flowers and regurgitate it to make honey, partygoers use their toothed appendages to scrape and mince the muscle tissue from the skeletons of their human victims, both living and dead, and regurgitate the red pulp into cake and cupcake tins. This burgundy foam congeals into a texture with a taste that is reportedly somewhat sweeter than red velvet cake. Other partygoers digest human organs such as the liver and pancreas, and regurgitate them into a froth that hardens into frosting. When living humans donate the ingredients, the end result is referred to as royal velvet cake and royal icing. Red balloons. Just as some baby animals from the front rooms are covered in stripes or spots, most newly transformed partygoer interns carry a floating red balloon, seemingly tied to their arm by a cord or string. The balloon is a physical manifestation of sentimentality, symbolizing hope. The cord is not a string at all. It is the embodiment of brief emotional attachment. The cord disappears, setting the balloon free when those nostalgic feelings dissipate. Some partygoers never materialize balloons. The Rabbit Hole Chat. The following historic chat between Partygoer 0, left column in bold, and an unknown guest, right column in italics, sent shockwaves through our major explorer group. There are organizations that would use this material to justify the elimination of facelings from the backrooms. Discovering the identity of this guest, and any interests represented, is of paramount importance. Please note that Partygoer 0 keeps the conversation moving, without divulging any information on his end. You are facing extinction. You are interrupting. Who are you? The paranormal glue holding partygoers together is loosening. You are mistaken. The genius that you are will solve this riddle in time. Your first correct statement. We are done here. But not before it is nearly too late. I represent interests seeking a subtle change in this timeline. They want your magical cure instituted now. And what, pray tell, is this panacea? It will be discovered by accident by one of your own. Deeper down the rabbit hole, a partygoer will mistakenly bite a faceling. It will turn into a party host. Explain, please. Creating party hosts is your next step to greatness. Deepest down the rabbit hole. Nothing will jeopardize my authority. The party hosts are immobile. They are no threat to your power. Tell me more. You will feed your party hosts a steady diet of live facelings. The party hosts will resist. Motivate them. They must eat to evolve into perfect party hosts. This sounds complicated. Not at all. Once party hosts turn golden, they are perfect. When perfection eats, perfection weeps. Collect their Luca tears. Luca? Last universal common ancestor. These aren't really tears. Think of it as spinach for Popeye. What? Goodbye. I'm a scientist. If I give you my learned explanation for the mechanism that transforms people into partygoers, you will scoff. Folklore is full of mythological creatures that turn people into monsters with a bite. Vampires, werewolves, and zombies come to mind. According to centuries-old legends, these undead also feed on humans. In the backrooms, we hide what we do not understand under a blanket term. We call it anomalous. It sounds very scientific. I've examined the corpses of interrupted transformations. The curse is not caused by infection, venom, or disease. This is supernatural. One might even mistakenly label it as demonic. There is irony in a demon that burns easily. Irony aside, I suggest we classify Entity 67 as undead. Note, and Dunn, our resident paranormal scholar and psychic, believes that the black smoke surrounding the phobic centipede is actually dark spiritual energy, and is the life force of the partygoer. Dr. John Reinhardt, PhD. Final warning. Partygoers display their smile symbol whenever they alter official MEG information. Do's and don'ts. Do. Run. Distance is your best chance for survival. Partygoers are nearsighted and slow. Tell anyone immediately if you are bitten. Seconds count. Then attack the partygoer with everything human that you have left. Go for its eyes. It is better to die this way than to transform into one of them. Don't hesitate. Just because you see them doesn't mean they can see you. Give up. Keep something, anything between you and them, until you can escape. Forget to have fun.